All right, Shay, speaking of red hot, I cannot believe more people are not focusing on this team here. Mississippi State goes on the road, takes care of business, 39-17. Most of you probably missed it because this damn thing kicked off at 11 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock Central, and I think they even kicked off a little late. I know, they call it Pac-12 after dark, Shane. I called this one SEC in bed because I literally watched it in bed, and I hit the power button as soon as it was over. I went to sleep immediately. But Arizona came right out, Shane, scored a touchdown, and you're thinking, oh, God, this is going to be a wild night. Mississippi State outscored them 39-10 the rest of the way, and 7 of Arizona State's 10, Shane, it came on. Mississippi State was driving, they fumbled, and Arizona returned it all the way to the 4-yard line. So I don't care if you got Georgia's defense from last year. You're probably going to give up a touchdown in that situation. So Mississippi State just thoroughly dominated this ball game. Will Rogers, 39 of 49, 313 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. And that interception, Shane, it hit his receiver right in the damn hands. The ball goes flying up. It's like, that ain't on Will Rogers. I was this Arizona quarterback that we were hyping up. I call him a homeless man's Johnny Manziel. I mean, he's like a scatterbug back there. He makes plays with his feet. He can throw it down the field. Not against his defense, Shane. 220 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. They were all over this cat. Mississippi State 6 of 6 in the red zone, Shane. 36 points. I mean, this was a game Mississippi State loses in seasons past, but they just utterly dominated a Power 5 team all the way across the country. And if you ain't paying attention to Mississippi State, you're missing out. And I'll tell you who's missing out, Shane, all these damn pollsters that won't put Mississippi State in there. They're one of the top 20 teams in the country.
Mike, this is my wife. She got on to me because I'm watching this thing from my phone in bed, like the lights glowing. I got my AirPods on, and I made it to half. I couldn't finish it. I'm old, man, But I finished it the next day, and Mike, and my takeaway from Mississippi State is this team, buddy, at times they look surgical on offense. They look dominating. I mean, they just stifle on defense. But then they do boneheaded mistakes, and this is one of those things similar to Tennessee. If they would have put 60 minutes together, buddy, this would have been a 40-point knockout. This wouldn't even have been close. They let Arizona stay in this game. It was not a game. It was clear. It was clear as day that Mississippi State was the better program on the field, and it is disappointing that they are not top 25 because they are a top 20. They are a top 15 team right now, I think. I mean, that's just how good they're playing, and they're doing everything that they need to. And if they could clean it up just a little, I'm telling you what, brother, and they're doing it. That's one thing. I saw progress from week 1 to week 2, and if I see that going into week 3, they're dangerous. I wouldn't want to play them.
No, absolutely not. Well, maybe just some more motivation from Mike Leach and company because they're going to need that edge next week going to LSU. But we'll have all week to talk about that one, Shane.
A herky-jerky game, I guess you could say. How would you kind of characterize the team's performance?
I thought we played really hard, and I thought they played hard too. I thought both teams played really hard. Herky-jerky is a pretty good way to say it. I thought that when we played with 11, we were, they never stopped us when we played with 11. We'd go out there and play with 8 or something like that. They did. And then I thought it was a complete team win, offense, defense, special teams. But like you say, there were some big errors, and they could have been magnified more, except for they made big errors as well, So, and of course, both sides, if they play hard, they're going to force guys to make errors too. So
you kind of mentioned it there, the errors on both sides. I guess just how big was it for you guys to get those 3 interceptions? I think there was another 3 turnovers on down to kind of combat, the turnovers you guys had that kind of gave them a little bit of momentum in certain points.
Well, I thought the turnovers kind of washed out really, but I think that the biggest thing was our defense stopping them on 4th down. I think both ways. First of all, offensively being ahead, So they had to go for it on fourth down, and defensively stopping them on fourth down I thought was pretty big. And I thought that was a pretty good example of offense and defense complementing one another. But, we got to polish things up. We got to be sharper. And, guys that play hard and have good effort usually improve. And we just got to make sure we do that.
Man,